Good morning, Dr. Brooks. I just want to talk to you a little bit about why you might be here today. Now, you're getting paid $500 per hour for your work on today's case, correct?
That is correct.
But you would agree with me that that is not your standard rate, is it?
Objection, Your Honor, to relevance.
Which expanded on that, sir.
How does how much she has to be paid have any relevance in proving any fact in this case more or less likely?
Okay. What are your response, sir?
This goes foremost to this witness's bias, and bias is always relevant. And if I may make an offer of proof,
You may.
I believe that this witness will testify that she only accepted this case after her base salary of $250 was doubled to $500, which would only further suggest that this witness might be biased. It's therefore entirely relevant.
Your Honor,
Yes.
if that is true, then I therefore extend my objection to speculation as he is speculating as to her bias.
Okay, I recognize that element of bias is a legitimate factor in cross. I'm going to allow inquiry as to the second point as to reasons why not. I have to wait to see if it gets there. What is testified by attorneys is not evidence, and I have to hear it from the bench. So I will invite you to read. Right now, I'm going to overrule the objection. If it does get within that speculation, I may ask you to bring it to my attention. But I have to allow bias to come in as part of cross, and I shall do so.
Yes, Your Honor.
So you would agree with me that you're actually getting paid double your base salary, right?
That would be correct, but I also spent more time and effort into this case than usual.
In fact, you spent 75 hours on this case, right?
That's correct.
And at $500 an hour, that would be $37,500, right?
That sounds about right.
And it was only after Hayden Duran offered to double your hourly pay that you agreed to take this case, correct?
That would be correct.
And you're also getting paid $10,000 to testify in court today, right?
I am, but as you're getting paid to be here as well.
That was in addition to your $5,000 initial consultation fee, right?
That's correct.
Now, I want to talk to you specifically about some of the conclusions you might have drawn in today's case. But before I do that, I want to talk to you about your methods. You never visited the Parks home, did you?
I did not. I was offered the opportunity, but by that time it was a year after the incident, and the house would not have been in the same way that it had been when the incident had occurred.
So that would be a yes to my question. You never visited the Parks home, did you?
That would be correct.
And yet you still made conclusions based off where certain items were in the Parks home, right?
That would be correct.
And just to be clear, you weren't there on August 18, 2010, were you?
No, I was not.
So all your conclusions are just drawn from secondary sources, right?
That would be correct.
You don't have any firsthand knowledge of where the gun was stored on August 18th, do you?
I wasn't there, so I can't specifically say where it was stored.
Yes, and you don't know firsthand whether or not the filing cabinet that held the combination was locked on that day because you weren't there, right?
I wasn't there, but after reviewing many affidavits, I was able to come to my conclusions.
Yes, I want to talk to you about some of those conclusions. You would actually agree with me that the Parks bought a reputable brand of safe, right?
Yes, it was commendable that Rhino Safe is commendable.
And it was commendable that the Parks stored that gun in that safe, right?
That would be correct.
And you're also aware that Andy Park claims that the bullets were stored in a separate location than the gun, right?
That's correct.
In fact, Andy Park claims that those bullets were stored in the shelf in the garage, right?
That would be correct.
And you would agree that it's commendable for a person that owns a firearm to store the ammunition in a separate spot, right?
Yes.
Now, you would also agree that it's, in your own words, not unreasonable for the Parks to have stored the safe in their bedroom, right?
It's not unreasonable, but it was not ideal in this situation.
So that would be a yes to my question, that it was not unreasonable for the Parks to store their gun safe in their bedroom, right?
That's correct.
Now, finally, you talk a lot about the combination to the safe and it being easily guessed, but you also would conclude and agree with me that nothing suggests that Andy Park ever told Sidney Park about the combination, right?
That's correct.
And you'd agree that that would be commendable, right?
Yes.
And you would also agree that the piece of paper was indiscriminately marked, right?
That would be correct.
So there was nothing on the actual combination to suggest that this was in fact a combination, right?
That would be correct.
Thank you, Your Honor. No further questions at this time.
Thank you.
Brief redirect, Your Honor.
You may.